What is going on, guys? My name is Arbuckle. Welcome back to another video, and today we've got an absolutely wild one that is going to be so much fun for me to try to explain to you guys without sounding like a complete moron. We've got a brand new Cipher code on the new zombies map there, Eisendrache, and this one is really confusing. So it's located inside of the church on one of the green computer screens, and the message reads, "Father introduced me to a new friend that just arrived. His name is Edward. He is nice, but he doesn't like to share the toys." Now, I want to give a quick shout out to a guy named Certain Personio. He's the guy over on the Call of Duty Zombies Reddit that actually deciphered this and was able to make this video possible, so shout out to him. But back to the message. Obviously, we're listening to Samantha. Samantha is the one that has written this message. She's talking about Father, introducing him or her to Edward Richtofen. Most likely, we're assuming it's Edward Richtofen. And the key to this message is Max's, so it's pretty obvious that this is Samantha that has given us this message. Now, this message has really confused a lot of people, because when she says that Father introduced me to a guy named Edward, he's nice, that makes a lot of sense, but when he says, or she says, that he doesn't like to share his toys, that kind of just throws everybody off, because why would Edward Richtofen not like to share toys? Why would he even want to play with toys in the first place with a little girl? It doesn't make any sense. So I want to give you guys a theory that I think might be very possible. Might be crazy, but I think if you bear with me, you'll understand where I'm coming from. So, we've got two versions of Edward Richtofen. We've got Edward Richtofen that we've played zombies with forever, that we've played from war to war up to now with. He's this guy that just is a doctor and he's insane. That's him. He's part of the game. We also have Eddie, who is the same guy, just a boy version, and the real-life version of Edward Richtofen. If we go back to Origins, we remember the cutscene, we figured out that the whole zombies game is basically a game played by real people. A little girl named Sam and a little guy named Eddie. And they've created this entire story with toys, with toy zombies, toy characters. And this is their real life, this is their reality, and then the game that we're playing is their imagination. So just try to keep that separate. The game we're playing, zombies, is the imagination, and that the reality is Sam and Eddie playing with toys. The reason I say that is because the first half of this message, she says, "Father introduced me to a new friend that just arrived. His name is Edward." I think what she's talking about in this part of the message is Edward Richtofen. We're talking about the Edward Richtofen that we've played zombies with all along. In the second part of the message, she says, "He is nice, but he doesn't like to share the toys." I think in this part of the message, she's talking about the actual Eddie that she's playing with. She's talking about Eddie being nice, but doesn't like to share the toys. And the reason I really believe this is just Eddie's character in general. Throughout the game, if you notice, Richtofen is very selfish. You know, when he calls in the zombies and Samantha, especially on Nuketown, when they both have their own version of the zombies, Richtofen is very eager to just take over the zombies. He wants to be the biggest, the baddest. Obviously, he killed Max's. He just wants to be overall the best and in power. So I think she's talking about Eddie, the real-life version of Edward Richtofen, the young version, not wanting to share his toys, but he is nice. He's a cool guy to play with. But in the game, he's Edward Richtofen. He's this old BA dude that's a doctor and just destroys zombies all the time. And that's who she's talking about when her father introduced her to a guy named Edward. This could be completely wrong, but I think this is probably a really plausible explanation to go to right now, considering the map just came out. So make sure to leave a comment. Let me know what you guys think. I know this was a huge mind boggle. It was mind-boggling. I'm sorry. I know it's really confusing. But anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Make sure to subscribe if you haven't already, and I will see all you guys in the next video.